What's up, guys? Welcome to Gamer Nation today, where we're talking about the evolution of controllers from the beginning of time. That's when video games started. That's when time started. That's what works for us. Hi, guys.
Where are you getting this information?
Time started when video games started. That's what the internet says, and it's very true.
Right,
and with us today is...
Not at all what anyone says.
No, everyone says it.
Continue.
Okay, NikoleZ from you've been all over like the gaming community.
Sure,
Where have we seen you before?
From G4, from Shack News, and I'll be at Comic-Con soon, so...
Yeah.
Or
We will
when
be at
this airs,
Comic-Con too.
technically,
Yeah.
I won't.
technically Comic-Con's going on right now.
That's where I am right now.
Teleportation.
We're there too.
We're having a great time.
Yeah.
Except for Swingy, he's actually here at the office still.
Yeah, I'll be sad.
Video games and controllers. Thank you so much, NikoleZ, for coming today. So yeah, we're just looking at like the evolution of the controller, what it looked like from the Atari 2600 all the way to the Kinect 2.0 now.
No.
And which one was the best controller? Lasercorn. What was the best, most influential controller in your opinion?
Best controller. Man, I really liked the first Xbox controller. Just because, yeah, even though it was big and bulky, I don't know, it's something about it just
It's a style.
felt right, yeah.
Both is your style.
And yeah, that's how I roll. He knows me so well.
Is she trying to make a wiener joke?
I don't know.
I didn't take it there.
What? Yeah, so Hinky always goes to wieners. Anyway, also it was the controller that I learned Halo on, which is kind of like the go-to default movement for like a first-person shooter with the double control sticks. I mean, before that they had GoldenEye, but let's face it, it's way more effective to have the dual sticks. So that was kind of the controller that, and I always felt like the PlayStation controller, the dual sticks were like too close together, where my thumbs would slip off and run into each other. So yeah, I gotta go with the original Xbox controller for favorite controller.
How about you, NikoleZ? Do you agree with like the bigger, bulkier controller, or do you prefer something a little more?
I really like the GameCube controller. I feel like the GameCube, I feel like it gets a lot of negative buzz, but I feel like the GameCube has a special place in my heart.
Who would give the GameCube negative buzz?
At the time, people were like, oh, the GameCube.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That happened?
Yeah.
I don't.
Then people didn't like Mario Sunshine.
Well, nobody liked Mario Sunshine, but for good reason.
You're cleaning the planet.
Oh.
Let's be real, the only reason to own a Nintendo system nowadays is Smash Brothers. Come on.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
on
Well, if they would
GameCube.
just make Star Fox, there would be tons of reasons.
There would be two reasons.
Well, they could make more Pokemon. They could make a ton of awesome games for this system that they just don't feel like making.
Yeah.
Wait, on like the topic of Nintendo controllers and people complaining, I think more people complained about the N64 controller because it was way different than what we were
Well,
used
it was
to.
too big. There was three like
It was
areas
like
to grab.
one and a
no
half
one
controllers.
used the left
Yeah.
part. You only
Yeah.
used the
Well,
middle
they
and
made
the right.
it just in case people, like developers, wanted to utilize it, but everyone's
like,
the
no.
stick so much,
Just in case.
and
Yeah.
that's, I think, spawned later
But you don't
controllers.
have
The
three
GameCube,
hands.
the Xbox controller kind of works in the same idea. Now, if you look at the N64 controller, kind of tilt it sideways just a little bit, it's the Xbox controller with almost the same exact button layout.
But there's three.
Kinda.
Just in case you're playing some weird-ass game where now you need to go into D-pad mode. Now, Sonya, you grew up a Genesis kid over a Super Nintendo kid.
Yes.
Would you still make the same comparison that the Genesis controller was better than the Super Nintendo controller?
I think
You
so.
can't say yes.
I'm saying yes.
Really?
The Sega Genesis controller was great, especially when you had the one that had the XYZ on it as well. It was more, like way more comfortable to
Okay.
hold because the controller for the Nintendo is just like a block. My
it was.
favorite controller though
Don't say it.
is probably the mouse and keyboard.
There it is.
Yes,
Is?
because that's honestly it's the first controller I ever used to control any video game ever, and I've always been a PC gamer, and it's versatile. You can use it for anything. Yeah.
Personally, my favorite controller was the Wavebird, and still is my favorite controller. It was like the perfect weight, fit in your hand perfectly, and it was wireless, and at the time, that was like absolutely amazing. And it just has everything that you need. It was so good for the GameCube. Like, you couldn't have a GameCube and not have this. What do you guys feel about like the Wii U, Kinect, PS Move, like the modern day
sucks.
controller?
Yeah, the Kinect was a
It's bad.
miserable
Watch
failure.
our video on ordering a Pizza Hut pizza.
Actually, you should watch
If
it.
you want to know why the Kinect is terrible,
But the thing,
or any of our dance game, well, it would be in the outtakes. Us trying to navigate menu screens.
the thing that bugs me is I felt like when I play video games, I want to have the controller. I want to have whatever it is. Like the whole thing, like you're the controller. I'm like, no, that's not what I want when I play.
If I wanted exercise, I'd go outside.
Yeah,
I
but-
don't.
But it's not what I want when I play. I mean, it's a neat little thing to pitch with stuff like you know that boxing game that we played.
Anyways, guys, that's all of our opinions on controllers and which are the best. But now I think it's time to go to what you guys think in a segment we call Tweets from the Fans. So for today, for Tweets with Fans, we asked the question, what is your favorite controller? Which is the most influential controller in the industry? And we had some fun answers, actually a wide variety of answers. It wasn't just one answer over and over. First that came up was @LeoZombie, I know that guy, saying GameCube wins the "Hey, this totally sucks. No, wait, it's actually quite comfortable" award. So I guess he's...
Totally agree.
So it's kind of going with you where there was a lot of, no, this is horrible.
Right,
and
but
also great.
then you accept it into your life, and then it's magical.
Next up was from Ruby Sandwich, or Rube Sandwich, saying, I'd say the PlayStation DualShock 1. It was different than what other systems had at the time and is still out there today. I think that's actually a really good point that we didn't bring up.
I still feel the thumbsticks are too close together.
Well, it's not even that they're
doesn't
too
feel
close
natural.
together for me, maybe because I have small
You have
hands.
I have
But they're
big
like
thumbs.
weirdly not sensitive and then too sensitive. Like something about how the joysticks actually function in the game is weird. I don't like the joysticks.
I remember seeing them for the first time and having a conversation. It was like my dad's friend that was showing him the controller. I was like, oh yeah, but right now this right stick isn't really used for anything. You probably won't need it, really. Now flash forward 10 years where everything is left stick, right stick. But I think that's the one that kind of, I don't know. It's such a good precedence for it that it just kept using the same design.
Yeah, they definitely stuck with it, but I feel like this is PS2, or 3, but
That's
I
it.
liked, PS1 always felt so light.
Well, same thing with PS3. That's why I always played games on my Xbox versus the PS3s, because the Xbox just felt weightier in my hands, but the PS3 was a little too light, in my opinion.
Can't skip arm day, man.
Yeah,
Nice thing about the Xbox, the big heavy controller, was that if your brother pissed you off, you could hit him with it and do more damage.
Good, yeah.
And
I think
those
the
cheap controllers,
Dreamcast controller was best used for that because it was durable also.
Yeah.
A little bit cheaper to buy if it broke on its head. @DubYeah says, easy, the N64. That trigger was a thing of beauty, which has only been utilized by Nintendo since then. It was like the trigger underneath. It was the Z
The
button.
Z button, yeah.
Yeah, they did kind of pioneer that.
NikoleZ, can you actually go through the history
an
of how
Xbox
your hands would
controller.
utilize controllers up to now?
Okay, well, so there's NES and SNES,
All right.
and then there's N64.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is impressive.
This is like sign language.
I'm a righty here.
That's fair
here.
enough,
So,
okay.
And then there's GameCube. You gotta have one finger on the left, on the Z. So PlayStation kind of didn't really evolve. Got a little closer together. And then Xbox on the triggers.
Actually, it would be like Xbox on the triggers.
Yeah, Xbox triggers.
Yeah.
And then Connect, I can sit on my couch and say Xbox. Xbox pause. So
Xbox!
That's how I use my Connect.
Why you Arnold all of a sudden?
I get angry at the Xbox.
More
Right?
responsive. It's more responsible. You know?
Xbox, please pause.
Please pause.
And that's the evolution of gaming with NikoleZ, thus ending Tweets from the Fans.
Yes, and
She
now
forgot the mouse and keyboard though, so I feel like she fails. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I already explained that. I do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
she already showed you that one, Soinky. And now we move on to a segment where we pit one of our gamers against another gamer in a battle of wits. It is called PvP.
So while the cameras weren't rolling, NikoleZ over here was asking us, how do you clean a controller when you get something like PB&J in there while you're playing video games, which sparked another conversation. What is the best recipe for PB&J? Now, we're going to have Lasercorn over here arguing for some recipe or
Peanut
another.
butter, strawberry jelly. Creamy, not
Creamy
chunky.
peanut butter, and then we got NikoleZ over here arguing for what?
Chunky raspberry with seeds. Crust cut off.
Wait, and you mentioned something about chips.
No, the special ingredient is sour cream and onion chips.
All right, that's a little weird.
Blasphemy!
Doesn't feel normal.
We're going to start with Lasercorn. You have 30 seconds. Begin.
All right, it's a classic recipe. Peanut butter, strawberry jelly, croissant, and no chips. That's the kind of satanic nonsense that led to the fall of Rome. They stopped worshiping the old gods and they started putting f***ing sour cream and onion chips in their PB&J, and bam! Mongols and f***ing barbarians and took over. No, it's a classic recipe. Your mom made it right for years, and you should just stick with it and embrace the classicness.
Lasercorn saying that sour cream and onion chips somehow led to the fall of Rome.
Look it up.
Now-
History.
We are going to go over to NikoleZ to defend her recipe. You have 30 seconds. Begin.
Okay, first of all, I can't argue with the facts about Rome here, and for sour cream and onion people, I apologize for that. But let's talk about delicious. Let's talk about changing the world, okay? Let's talk about world peace. Let's talk about things that matter. And when you have classic piece of bread, crust cut off, because let's be honest, it's not good. Crunchy peanut butter, on one slice of bread, raspberry with seeds on the other. It's a nice crunchy experience, but is it crunchy enough? No, it's not crunchy enough. Sour cream and onion chips, Lay's, duh.
Time.
Duh.
You got the whole recipe in there, so I think that was good enough. All right.
It's actually involved.
So, talking about rainbows and sunshine and happiness and everything that sour cream and onion chips bring. Lasercorn, what do you have to say to that? 15 seconds, go.
Fact, prior to the invention of the sour cream and onion potato chip, there were no nuclear weapons. Post sour cream and onion potato chip, there were nuclear weapons, which led to atomic blast, which wiped out most of the population of Japan. Sour cream and onion chips and peanut butter jelly sandwiches causes nuclear wars! It causes nuclear wars!
Lasercorn, and there's a lot of time saying something about nuclear weapons and maybe causing sour cream and onion chips.
No, it's true.
Okay.
That's in history books, guys.
NikoleZ, your response, go.
So it's true, before sour cream and onion chips, there were no nuclear wars, but there also was no internet. There was no video games, and there were none of you. So, what's more American than sour cream and onion chips? Nothing.
All right.
Less than 15 seconds.
It's post July 4th, but I think we can all appreciate the America shout out. So thank you for that, NikoleZ. That's gonna do it for us this week on Gamer Nation. So why don't you take us away, Joe?
Guys, thank you so much for watching. NikoleZ, where can we find you on the internet to watch your videos, watch your Twitter feeds, and all that fun stuff?
YouTube.com, NikoleZ. Great name. Never gonna be able to spell it.
Wow, there's
We'll put it in the description
for you. Yeah. For those who are lazy.
And at NikoleZ on Twitter.
Sweet.
See ya.
All right, guys, see you later. Bye.